Hello everyone, my name is Trustin Okore. We've been interacting throughout the Bunzz and Blockchain of Africa mini hackathon, and Marcel is here as well. So thank you all for honoring the invitation to come on the space to talk briefly about your experience over the past 2 weeks building on Bunzz. No doubt during the demo section, we were so excited and happy to see everyone build amazing dApps from different use cases, patents to ICOs. Valentine is not here, to ICOs, and the feedback got soon. We are very helpful, of course. So I want to talk about. Okay, Precious is back. Let me invite him. So I want to talk about. Okay, Precious here. Hi, Precious. Can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me. Hi, Precious. How are you doing? Okay, probably network. That's fine. So we wanted to talk briefly about your overall experience with Bunzz platform, get insight on the feedback you gave, and what plans you have, and the journey so far from Web 2 to Web 3. What has the journey been so far? How has Bunzz simplified your dApp building process? And just get to know your overall plan for the dApp that you built. So we'll start with Flame. We'll start with Flame as Ephraim. Yes, very correct. Hi, Ephraim. How are you doing today? If you're speaking, you are muted. Hi, Flame. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sir, we can hear you pop and clear, but we can't hear Flim at the moment.
Okay, thank you for confirming, Chiku. Perhaps network as well. Hi, Precious. Are you back now?
Hello, can
Okay,
you hear me
Flame
now?
is here. Hi, Flame. I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you
Oh,
now.
yeah, sorry for that. A bit of network issue.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Well done. So we just like interacting and talking about your process, your journey so far from Web 2 to Web 3. Sorry. So just briefly, have you been building Web 3 dApps for a long time? How long have you been building Web 3 dApps? Did you move from Web 2 to Web 3? What is your strength like in the blockchain space?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for the presence and everything. So I appreciate it. So yeah, prior to being a Web3 developer, actually, I had some stints as a front end developer and creating Web2 applications. So I think that was about 3 years ago. Yeah, I tried to migrate. Hello, can you hear me? Just to confirm.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I said about 3 years ago, tried to make a shift into the blockchain space. So I decided to start building dApps actually, because and I'm someone that is quite amused by the potentiality of the blockchain space, the possibilities of it, what it could produce. Of course, it's been doing so much, with a whole lot of applications that's been used so far. Any aspect of DeFi, yeah. But and for me, I saw it as something way more than DeFi, way more than cryptocurrency. It's something that could really produce real time changes in a lot of sectors. So I have some background in medical sciences. Yeah. So I see the blockchain space as something that can have so much application, whether in the medical sciences, whether in finance, in education, in government, in so much sectors of general world. So that was the idea for me. So I make that switch into Web3 space. So for over 3 years now, I've been building different dApps, different kind of blockchain systems. I've been in a couple of roles developing different blockchain apps, a cryptocurrency exchange system, working on quite a number of NFT projects and the likes. So that's been it for me. So majorly I write blockchain codes, Solidity, then also integration codes, Web3.js, Dota.js, the likes. Also work on some content projects too, which are React.js majorly. So that's been it for me. Then coming down to the hackathon, I said as a nice idea actually. Yeah, at first when I think I saw the info up on LinkedIn, yeah, I said to check it out, check what Bunzz was, and I realized, oh, this is quite a nice initiative actually that can simplify a rule of things. So I decided to check it out, see what it could do, and I felt quite intrigued by it, and that was what pushed me to choose to participate in the hackathon and try to see how man actually simplify the creation of dApps and it. So I I used it. I had to write a smart contract. I had to deploy it on Bonds, and I found it quite interesting actually. Prior to using Bonds, I would have deployed it either with Truffle or with Adapt. So I had to use Bonds, and I found it quite simple. And I think one of the things I liked about it is that they expect for guys who are more or less starting out in the Web3 space with developing dApps. It could really go a long way in helping them start out without having to bother about knowing it all. I don't get what I'm saying, but someone does not have to try to master so much about Solidity or about Truffle, about Adapt, about Web3.js, all of these guys. You could just have a basic knowledge and still build quality dApps. So that was the idea for me, and I see it as something very, 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 very amazing. So that's basically been the journey for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Flynn, for the detailed journey. Hi, Valentine. I sent you an invite to speak. Please check and accept. So briefly, let's talk about the dApp you built that won third place, which is Startups Fair. So where did inspiration come from?
Okay, so well, it's quite funny, but I quite have a let's say backlog of ideas actually that's just penned out from time to time. Wonderful ideas that I plan to explore. Very Web3 and blockchain system, and the like. So when I saw this of the hackathon, I was with a friend. I was just thinking, oh, okay, what do I build for this hackathon? Of course, I wanted to build something from scratch. Some of those ideas are things that worked on. Some of them, maybe not complete yet, but at least did a little bit of background development on them. So I wanted to build something from scratch, something from scratch. Yeah. And at that time, I was also quite busy, so I didn't have so much time on my hands. So I had to look for an idea I could run with in let's say a few days. Yeah. So I decided to do that here, and I see it as a project that is quite simple, but very very applicable. Yeah, because for example, me also being an idea kind of person with so much ideas and all of that, and of course, you understand the place of having access to funds when building projects. You understand? So I see I could even see the connection between what I'm trying to do and what Bonds is trying to do, which is simply just helping people build ideas. I think that's more or less like the aim of Bonds, simplifying that process of building ideas, of building real time applicable projects. So I felt, oh, if Bonds is bringing the simplicity to people building dApps, why don't I just also make it simple for them or easier for them to access funding in building their dApps? So I decided to build Atmosphere, and I think I built it in about 3 or 4 days. Yeah, even though I had to code for so much hours a day. Was it that I had to code for about 17 hours in a day? After 24 hours, which is quite crazy anyway. But yeah, this had to just grind it out for me. So and I felt the idea was really what it was worth the time, and it's something I really consider to be quite applicable. Yeah, of course. Like I was saying on the demo day, something that I have a long term plan for to really bring it to the real life situation and allow people really and use it to build wonderful ideas and wonderful projects. That's it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Flynn, for that. Going over the DAB startups fair, it seemed like something that can be applicable in the context of what a GoFundMe looks like, basically. The GoFundMe is actually like crowdfunding for not just projects, but for like other things to help out. But then you're looking at a DAB where you have projects, ideas that you can fund, and yeah, like you said, helping bring creative projects to life with the DAB. So that makes sense. So specifically, what contracts did you use from Bunzz to build this? What did you deploy? What did you import and deploy?
So okay, yeah, I had to. So can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I'm sure everyone can too. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
proceed.
So I had to code up a smart contract from scratch because at the point it was really no crowdfunding contract. I didn't find any anyway on phones. So I had to write a smart contract from scratch. And I also implemented some of bonds and modules. I implemented the owner, the what's called the open Zeppelin ownership and contracts I found on board. So I had to import that. So I basically just wrote my Scrum contracts and deployed it with Bones. And as I said in my the feedback I sent when submitting the project, I had quite a number of issues actually. So I had to constantly remodify some things in the contract. And I think one of the issues I mentioned was that it was not possible for me to pass in an array as a parameter for my constructor. And that was quite hassle for me because I was constantly trying to pass in an array as a parameter. But somewhere on the what's called on the bonds system, I think the input field that takes in that input automatically converts it to a string before sending it to the what's called to the system that does word deployment, and that would make some sense if people are sending a string or an address for the likes. But passing an array, it ends up converting the array into a string, and I just had so much. I tried so much methods and others, so it failed. So I had to remodify my contracts to taking a string instead of an array. I had to call because I could see the passing an array that contains so many but I was trying to pass in a string of addresses. So I could have easily done that once. I have to do it multiple times, create a function that will allow me to pass in the addresses after deployments and all of that. But I use the Bunzz system to basically just deploy the contract and also import the ownership contract. So that was it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was about to ask clarity on your feedback, but you've actually done just that. Thank you very much, Flame. I will turn back to you shortly for one last question, but thank you for
Yeah, thank
sharing.
you very much.
Hi, Precious. I sent you, yeah, well done. I sent you an invite to speak. Check it out. I just realized that Gracious has been here all along. Hi, Gracious.
Hi, Trust.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. And you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Thank you very much. Sure. Thanks for honoring the invitation and great work on the DAB build Patentic, which is helping everyone patent their ideas on the blockchain. So first question is, where did the inspiration come from?
Hmm. Okay. Actually, the person that came up with the idea for Patentic is Precious. So he was the one that told me about it, and like he was like that we should build it. So I guess he's the best person to answer the inspiration question.
Yeah, I've invited him to speak, but I guess he's not saying maybe network. Yeah. But we'll definitely come back to this. Okay, I think it's off now. We'll come back to the inspiration part when his network is stable. So yeah, so building the DAB, you guys encounter challenges, no doubt. Yes, I know you. Okay, Precious is here. Hi, Precious. Can you speak now? Okay, I don't think you still can. Yeah, so back to you, Gracious. So building the DAB, how long did it take to build the DAB? I know you guys encountered some challenges back and forth trying to update, but in summary, how long did it take you to build? A week, 2 weeks? And what models did you use with from Bunzz that helped you to build your DAB? And of course, feedback, general feedback as well.
Okay. I would say it took approximately a week and some days to build the DApp, and we used an ERC20 contract from Bonds. Yeah.
I think that was the part token,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. I figured that out as well. The path token. Yeah. What blockchain did you guys build upon?
Polygon.
Yeah. Polygon. Yeah, that's true. Any reason why Polygon?
Because Polygon is cheaper. The fees on Polygon are quite cheap, so and we could afford it. So
Yeah. That's cool. That's very correct. High pressures. Are you here now? Okay, he's not here now. Connecting. All right. So the last question I have for your team, Gracious, is about the use case. I know you guys mentioned briefly in the demo, but above all, I was impressed. We were impressed with the whole idea to patent your ideas on the blockchain. For looking at use case, where do you see this DAB being used the most? What will be the use case if you were to fund the project and push it? What use cases will you think this will have more effect on?
okay, I see mostly creators and creative people in general using the DApp. For example, people that draw, artists, musicians, people that write. Also, business owners and people that invent stuff can also use the DApp. So these are the major um, people that can use patenting.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's actually very correct. Yeah, well done. Did you think that your background as a law student played a role in the idea building?
Yes, very well, very well it did, because um, when you think about it, the patenting process in Nigeria is very frustrating because there's a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of processes. It's quite expensive and it's slow and time consuming. So yeah, when you compare it and then you think about the and you look at the conditions that are provided for you in the constitution or rather in the statute, and then you think about how to fulfill these conditions, how to meet these requirements, it's quite frustrating. So yeah, it did.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well done. So what was that? I know you've actually used Bonds before now, so Bonds is not entirely, new to you. So the question would just be in the last hackathon, what feature was not there? I mean, you may have not noticed, but basically, what feature did you appreciate the most in what you used to build this? Or in other words, then let me phrase the question. If you were to remove or add one thing from Bonds, what will it be?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. If I were to add something to bonds, it would be the ability to edit contracts. I think that was quite important for me. Yeah, the ability to be able to edit the contracts on bonds.
Nice. Thank you very much. Hi, Flame. The same question will be asked. If you were to remove or add anything from Bonds, what would that be? Yeah, before Flame comes up with network, Precious, you can request to speak. I've invited you, but if you can't see the invite, request to speak so you can contribute. Yeah, hi, Flame. Are you still there? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. You're unmuted, but yet we can't hear you. Just check. Okay, Valentine is back. Let me approve him. Oh, Flame has network issues. Yeah, hi Flame, you're back. Can you hear me now? Can you speak now? Hi, Flame. Are you still there? Okay, network seems to be unfriendly today. Okay, Valentine, I've approved your request to speak. Can you speak now? All right, so why they're trying to fix their network, and also I would like to ask you, Gracious, how long have you been coding in the blockchain space? And overall, how long have you been coding overall? Then how many in the blockchain space?
Okay, I've been coding for, rather, I started coding in 2016. So yeah, that would be 3 years now. And then I've been coding for 2 years in the blockchain space because I started in 2021. Yeah.
Last 2 years, nice. How did you learn? Was there a boot camp or was there YouTube self-taught? How did you learn?
I learned mostly through YouTube and learn Web3 DAO and Build Space, all these learning resources online.
Okay, okay, that's fair. That's fine. I know that in the last hackathon that was done last year, you used the Bunzz SDK. Yes, correct. That was correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah. So as against using Ether.js and Web3.js, so did you feel more comfortable doing, the Bunzz SDK or the libraries?
It has to it's the Bunzz SDK. It's much more easier.
It's much easier.
Yeah, it's not really complex to use, and it's very convenient. For me, personally, it's very convenient.
So for the hackathon, did you use the SDK or did you use the library, Web3 library?
I think Precious used the library, Ethers GS. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Okay. All right. Really seems like Valentine and Precious are battling so much with your network. We'll just give a few more minutes to see if they fix it or anyone else from the other team is fixed. I think the last team has spoken, Flame has spoken, so it's just Valentine's team yet. Let's give some few minutes to see if they will respond. Okay, Precious, I've seen your message. I've sent you an invite to speak. Can you check? Or okay, I think she's a speaker now, if I'm not mistaken. No, not yet. Hi, Precious. If you're seeing the invite, you accept, or you can request to speak so I can approve. I just seen your message now. Yeah, just tap the microphone icon. That will allow you to request to speak. If you can't see my invitation. All right, so it's taking quite some time for Precious to fix that. So you just give a couple of okay. Valentine is back at the speaker. Hi, Valentine. Can you hear me? You can try switching network or going off and coming back again if that helps. Okay, Precious, hi, can you hear me now? Going back again if that helps.
Can you hear me?
Okay, Precious, hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah. Welcome.
Ah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
okay, I was having issues with Twitter on desktop. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh yeah. Welcome. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was having issues with Twitter on desktop. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lag and also an echo from your end as well. But yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I fixed it. I switched to my phone. My phone was very low, so I was using desktop. So sorry about that.
It's fine. It's fine. You're welcome. You're welcome. So in as much as network, I'm sure you've had our conversation so far, yeah?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that's brilliant. So Gracious said the idea for the patent was from you. So what inspired you to get the idea?
Oh, it's it was why we were it was from the last hackathon that we did. So as you know, two of us are winners of the last Bunzz hackathon. So while preparing for that hackathon, I had a list of projects that I wanted to choose from to build, and I was doing some analysis on each of those projects. And then when I reach one, I'll find out that someone has already implemented it, and then I'll go back and start reiterating again. I'll check and down, see that someone has already implemented it. So I was thinking, how do we know who owns what, who did something first? How do I if I have an idea, how do I say, okay, how do I express it in some form that will make me be able to prove that I own this idea, even if someone implements it anywhere. So that was when I got the idea of Patentic, and then I, from that former hackathon, I and Gracious connected. So I spoke to her about it since she has background in law, and then we kept battling and fighting about the authentication of the idea and stuff, and then she finally passed it through. So we started building it.
All right, fantastic. That's fine. That's fine. So I asked earlier, I know I've asked Gracious. I wanted to confirm from you. It feels like you are more of the smart contract guy. So the bonds smart contract, which of them was used? You mentioned the pass token, yes. Was there any other one used?
No, we wanted to use the patentic contract that Gracious audited on bonds, but we couldn't upload it, so we had problems with the smart contract module. So we just used the ERC20 token from bonds as the part token.
Okay, that's fine. So the uploading custom contracts was an issue at the time, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. One thing was that the idea, apart from the patent, right? The concept of rewarding tokens on each successful submitted patent was also innovative as well. Was that part of the inspiration from the last hackathon?
Yeah, it was it we actually got that part of the idea while battling with the issue of the smart contract model. So we asked the Bonds team, we told them about our issue, and then they are actually those that offered us that idea to try and use one of the modules that are there. So Gracious and I discussed which module to use and found out that there are so many advantages in putting part token and incentivizing users. So that's how we came up with that.
All right, that's cool. Well done. Do you have plans of probably pushing this to the main net and probably having more, real life use case?
Yes, definitely. We are going to be working first on the design, and then Gracious is going to be pushing the legal aspects of this stuff to try and get it to the mainnet.
Yeah. That makes sense. Of course, like, did you attend the conference last year?
I did. I attended.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure we connected. I doubt, or maybe not. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
I came when you were gone.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We discussed about trying to build blockchain ideas, not just theory, and then bringing it back to life. Hence the the hackathons this time around were very impactful to see real dApps that can be used across different, different sectors. So you have asked Flame. I'm not sure. Okay, I've not asked. I asked Gracia the question, and she answered. Last question is: if there is one thing you like to add or remove from Bunzz, what will it be?
Only one thing.
Okay, make it two or three, but one is fine.
Okay, I think top of the list to be um some form of automatic auditing or some form of auditing on the smart contracts that are on the repository. Like I I didn't have this I didn't have a way of gauging the security risk in using any of the modules that were uploaded by the community. It was only the bonds modules that I could trust. So there needed to be some sense of auditing in that aspect, maybe with AI or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah,
Go. I think you mentioned this particular concern during the demo. Yeah, not knowing which of the
yeah.
contracts to trust and all. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, and secondly, I want the SDK back. I want the SDK, the Bunzz SDK, because it was really painful to see that, like, I learned the SDK and had to relearn Ethers again to use on the Bunzz. Meanwhile, I knew that the SDK was a lot easier to use, so I would prefer the SDK back. And then lastly, the error messages on the platform needed to be more specific. Although I've talked about that before. So those are just the three things I'll need to add.
Yeah, yeah. There are more advantages of using the WebKit libraries because it has a whole lot more components embedded that can be used for different use case. But yeah, the point is noted, no doubt. But of course, you just have to rely on learn certain things to
Yeah.
push forward. Very importantly, the concern about auditing smart contracts and knowing which of them to trust is very valid, very valid. I will definitely take that into perspective and see how we can push around that. Thank you for the valuable two, three things that you can add or remove from bonds. So you're not removing anything, yeah? You're just adding, Abby? Yes, you're adding.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
removing it.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Flame. Okay, hold on. Hi, Flame. I've invited you to speak now. Let me know if you can see that invite. Okay, yeah. Hi, Flame. Can you hear me now? Or can you speak now?
Sorry, I got lost with the network.
Yeah, it's fine. So last question is, there are one or two things you'd like to add or remove from the Bonds platform. What will it be?
Okay. Yeah, I think most of the difficulties I had were with the UI actually. User interface had quite a number of issues. Look, for example, now when I'm trying to create a new tab, and of course there's a button to create a new tab. I input the details, the name of the tab, and all of that. Then now I'm trying to deploy a contract. If there happens to be an issue in that process, I have to restart from scratch. Start creating a new tab from scratch. And those tabs that failed, I can't even delete them from my list of tabs or something. So anyway, because I said I was having issues and passing an array of that. So I had to retry multiple times, and I have to let's go back and start from scratch. Start with deprecating it up again. If there's an issue, I have to go and start again from scratch. So I think that can be can just be adjusted. But generally, the system is quite nice. Just that the user interface had quite a number of issues, and I think the mobile view of the Bunzz website too was a little bit shaky. Yeah. So I think those are just little things that can be optimized.
Yeah, thank you very much. The mobile view definitely will be improved in a couple of days. But yeah, the concern about the UX, so to clarify what you said, one is that once you create a DAB and you select the network chain ID, you select the contracts, and it is not what you want, you have to go back again to start another creation of DAB without deleting the one you just deployed. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so what you would add is ability to delete DAOs no longer being used, an ability to. Okay, so now the point I want to get from the first feedback is, instead of starting afresh again, do I have to edit the one I have deployed, or do I have to delete them? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. Like at least until the point where it has been fully deployed, I should be able to make adjustments to it. I should be able to probably even change my chain ID, change parameters I pass into the contract, things like that. But of course, it's only after it has been deployed that it should be immutable. So I believe that should be optimized.
Okay. Well, I think I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, well done. That's fine. That's fine. So you're adding, you're not removing anything, yeah?
Yes, and basically just adding. I think it's a good system. I love Bunzz.
All right, that's fine. Okay, someone requesting. Okay, I hope Darlington fixes. Okay. Hi Darlington. I've approved your request to speak. I just hope that this time around it works. Hi Val, you've invited to speak. If network is still not friendly at your end, just try to see if you can see the invite again. Okay, let's give some couple of some few moments for Val to come in. If it still doesn't work, we just have to wrap up. Okay, so while Val is fixing that, we just have to take some closing remarks, if that's what this will be called. So once again, thank you everyone for your dedication throughout the hackathon. The ideas you are valid and can be reused in the real, in to solve real problems. And like Gracious and Precious stated, they want to improve on their patentic application. And of course, Flame talked about the Stratosphere being used in different capacities for crowdfunding the blockchain space. So these definitely are, the way forward in the blockchain space. So Bunzz is trying and keep improving the platform to enhance development of blockchain applications and to improve the blockchain application space. To encourage developers to build more products, not just testnet, but push it to the mainnet and see how far it can go to solve real life problems. So by now, Blockchain of Africa will be wrapping up the prizes. I received a couple of emails about that. It will definitely get to everyone soon enough. Support your effort and see how far you can take your ideas. Any other thing, reaching out to everyone via Discord in case we have any other thing we want to clarify and work with you. Any issues you have with the Bunzz platform, Discord is there. So hopefully, not hopefully, of course, you guys already know that Bunzz will definitely be at your stack for building blockchain applications. And so just like everyone goes to Firebase for one or two issues when you're trying to build back-end power applications, so Bunzz no doubt should be the go-to for similar endeavors in your blockchain in development space. The feedbacks are noted, we'll filter them, prioritize each of them, and begin to improve and see how we can support everyone in the space to continue to improve their development process as well. So just to give a few moments to see if Valentine has fixed this network problem. Hi Val, if you can hear me, I don't know what's going on your end, but I have tried to approve this so many times and to invite you as well. I will give a couple of moments to see if you fix that. Else I think we'll be done for now. Just a couple of moments. You can try switching your network if you can, or finding someone who has a stronger network to hotspot and see how you can take your comments. And yeah, so last thing I forgot to mention. So a few people have reached out via, not via, I think via email or Discord. Can't remember the channel. If we can write about their DAB, well, that's fine. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Okay, someone sent a message. I can hear you well, but my request does not get through. Yeah, Val, I'm seeing your message now. I don't know. It's getting through, right? But I'm approving it. I'm not sure it's getting back to you. I've invited you to speak several times. Check if you can see the invite to speak. I've sent the invite again, Val. Check your DM. Check your DM. The invite should come to your DM. Or maybe not. Just hold on. Let me try something else. If it doesn't work, I think we just have to wrap up. It's past 30 minutes. Well, let me try just one more thing. Okay, Val, check your DM and also check on the screen if you see the invite to speak. I do see the invite, but it turns me back to speaker since I accepted. Okay, then that must be a glitch from Twitter space or something else. I don't know why that happens. Okay, alright, so regardless, thank you, Val, for attempting. I don't know why that happens, but thanks for joining. I'll probably get your own comment on the question asked later on via email or on the Discord channel. So thank you very much, everyone. Is there any last minute comments or questions you'd like to ask before we wrap up? Okay, so if there's none, that's all right. So yes, I was trying to mention one final thing. So a couple of emails have been sent regarding if we can talk about the DAB that was built with Bunzz. That's fine. So I'm reaching out to the email after we've analyzed the request and see if something we can do. Then reach out to everyone who is interested, and so we can do more storytelling article to give more spotlight to your DAB, and that could help you grow your audience in the blockchain space as well. So that's definitely fine. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Flame. Thank you, Gracious, Precious, and Val. Even though we couldn't hear you, but joining here with thank you for accepting the invite. And Merichuku dropped off earlier on, so thank him too for joining as well. So thank you, everyone. Get to see you guys via the Discord channel or community, and of course via email in case anything comes up. So expect the prizes to be sent this week, and yeah, everything wrapped up. So thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.